Hello and welcome to Free English Practice. I'm your teacher, and I'm absolutely delighted that you've chosen to spend this valuable time with me today for our special 15-minute English listening practice session. If you are an A1 or A2 level learner, if you sometimes feel that English speakers talk too quickly, or if you simply want to build your confidence in understanding everyday English conversations, then you have found the perfect place. This podcast is designed specifically for you, with one goal in mind: to help your ears get comfortable with the rhythm and sounds of the English language in a calm, stress-free environment. We will embark on a listening journey together through a complete story, a story about a very relatable everyday situation, a surprise visit from a family member. I will be your guide, speaking very slowly and clearly, articulating every word so you can follow along with ease. We will not only listen to the story, but also break it down into manageable parts, learn the key vocabulary that brings it to life, and explore the grammar that holds it all together. Remember, this is your safe learning space. There is no pressure, no rush. You are in control. You can pause this audio at any moment to think about a sentence. You can rewind and listen to a particular part again, or you can simply sit back, relax, and let the English language wash over you. The most important thing is that you are here, taking this positive step for your language learning journey. So, let's take a deep breath together. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Let's start our 15-minute English immersion. Before we dive into our main story, let's take a few moments to build a strong foundation by learning some of the essential words you will encounter. Think of this as getting your tools ready before building something beautiful. I will say each word, then use it in a simple sentence, and finally, I'll give you a moment to repeat it after me. This will help your brain recognize these words when you hear them in the story. Our first word is surprise. A surprise is something that you do not expect, something that happens suddenly and catches you off guard, usually in a pleasant way. For example, my friends planned a birthday surprise for me. Now you try. Can you say surprise? Next, we have visit. To visit means to go and spend time with someone, usually at their home or in their city. For instance, I will visit my grandparents next weekend. Let's hear you say visit. Excellent. Now, let's look at nervous. Feeling nervous means feeling a little worried, anxious, or slightly scared about something that is about to happen. She felt nervous before her English test. Please repeat, nervous. Good job. Our next word is knock. A knock is the sound made when you hit a door with your hand to let people inside know you are there. I heard a loud knock on the door. Can you say knock? Perfect. And finally, hug. A hug is a warm, friendly gesture where you put your arms around someone to show affection, love, or to say hello or goodbye. She gave her friend a big hug when they met. Let's practice hug. Wonderful. You have just learned 5 key words that will appear in our story. You are already preparing for success. Part 2. The story first half. The unexpected sound. 5 dakika. Now, let's begin our story. I want you to just listen. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just try to follow the main idea. Imagine the scene in your mind. Picture the character Anna in her small apartment. Ready? Let's go! Anna is a young woman who lives alone in a small, cozy apartment in a quiet neighborhood. She truly values her peaceful and predictable routine, especially on Saturday mornings, which she always reserves for herself. On this particular Saturday morning, the world outside her window was covered in soft, gray clouds, but the air was pleasantly warm. Anna was settled comfortably on her sofa, enjoying this perfect moment of solitude. In one hand, she held a warm mug of herbal tea, its gentle steam rising into the air. In her other hand, she held an exciting novel that had completely captured her attention. She was slowly reading a chapter, completely lost in the fictional world created by the author. The only sounds in the apartment were the quiet ticking of the clock on the wall and the occasional turning of a page. It was a picture of perfect calm. Suddenly, this tranquility was broken by a sharp, unexpected sound. Knock, knock, knock. The sound was clear and firm, coming directly from her front door. Anna was so immersed in her book that for a second, she didn't even register the noise. Then it came again, a little louder this time. Knock, knock, knock. Her concentration shattered. She lowered her book slowly, a slight frown of confusion appearing on her face. Who could that be? She wasn't expecting any deliveries. She hadn't ordered any food. No friends had mentioned they were stopping by. A wave of mild nervousness passed through her. In a big city, an unexpected visitor can sometimes be a cause for caution. She carefully placed her mug and book on the small table next to the sofa and stood up. She walked slowly and quietly across the room towards the door, her bare feet making no sound on the soft carpet. When she reached the door, she took a small breath and asked, in a clear but cautious voice, "Who is it?" For a moment, there was only silence. Then, a familiar, cheerful voice answered from the other side of the door, "It's me." In an instant, Anna's nervousness vanished. She knew that voice. It was a voice from her childhood, a voice filled with laughter and shared memories. It was her favorite cousin, Maria. Maria lived in a different city, several hours away by train. A visit from her was completely unplanned and utterly unexpected. This was, without a doubt, a massive surprise. Part 3. Explanation and Personal Story 1, 5 dakika. Let's pause our story here and really dig into the language we just heard. This is where the real learning happens. We'll look at the grammar and vocabulary that made this part of the story so vivid and easy to imagine. First, let's talk about what Anna was doing when she heard the knock. The story said, Anna was drinking tea and reading a book. Notice the structure here. Was drinking, was reading. This is called the past continuous tense. We use this tense to describe an action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. It sets the scene. It tells us what was happening when another, shorter action interrupted it. In this case, the longer actions of drinking tea and reading a book were interrupted by the short, sudden action of the knock. Let me give you another example. I was watching a movie when the phone rang. Or, they were walking in the park when it started to rain. Do you see the pattern? The past continuous was / or plus verb ing describes the background situation, and the past simple, e.g., heard, started, describes the action that interrupted it. Now, let's look at the interrupting actions themselves. Anna heard a sound. Heard is the irregular past simple form of the verb. Hear. We don't say heard, we say heard. Similarly, she felt nervous. Felt is the past simple of feel. I feel happy today. Yesterday, I felt happy. She feels tired now. This morning, she felt tired. Mastering these irregular past forms is a key step in becoming fluent. Let me share a personal story with you using this grammar. A few years ago, I was living in a different country. One evening, I was cooking dinner in my small kitchen, and I was listening to some music. I was chopping vegetables and feeling quite content. Suddenly, I heard a very loud noise from outside, like a firework. It surprised me so much that I almost dropped my knife. I felt a little scared for a moment, because I didn't know what it was. Later, I found out it was a local festival. So you see, I was cooking when I heard a loud noise. I felt scared. This grammar helps us tell stories about our lives, just like the one about Anna. Part 4. The story's second half, Joy and Conversation, 5 dakika. Now, let's return to Anna and discover what happens next. The surprise has been revealed, and the mood is about to shift from nervousness to joy. The moment Anna recognized her cousin Maria's voice, all her caution and confusion melted away, replaced by pure delight. A wide, genuine smile spread across her face. She quickly turned the lock and pulled the door open, revealing her cousin standing in the hallway, looking a little travel-weary, but beaming with happiness. "Maria, what a surprise!" Anna exclaimed, her voice filled with excitement and disbelief. "I can't believe you're here." Maria laughed, her eyes twinkling. "Hello, Anna. I know, it's so last minute. My company sent me to the city for a short business meeting yesterday, and I managed to get a free day today. I thought I have to see my favorite cousin. So, I took a chance and came straight from the hotel." Without another word, the two cousins stepped forward and gave each other a long, tight hug, the kind that conveys all the words you haven't had a chance to say. It was a hug full of family love and shared history. "Please come in, come in. Don't just stand out there," Anna said, gesturing enthusiastically for Maria to enter. Maria stepped inside, dropping her small backpack by the door. She looked around the living room, taking in the cozy space. "Your apartment is so nice and peaceful, Anna," Maria said sincerely. "I love it." "Thank you," Anna replied, feeling a flush of pride. "It's my little sanctuary." "Oh, you must be tired from your trip. Let me make us some fresh coffee, and we can talk properly. I want to hear everything." Anna hurried to the kitchen and busied herself with the coffee machine, while Maria settled comfortably on the sofa. The initial shock of the surprise had now transformed into a warm, bubbling joy. Anna brought 2 steaming mugs of coffee back to the living room, and they both took a grateful sip. And then they began to talk. They talked for what felt like hours, yet also like no time had passed at all. They talked about their parents, their other cousins, their jobs, their dreams, and all the small, funny things that had happened since they last saw each other. The quiet apartment was now filled with the warm sounds of laughter and heartfelt conversation. What had started as an ordinary, quiet Saturday had been completely transformed into an extraordinary and wonderful day, all thanks to a simple, surprise visit. Part 5. Explanation and Personal Story 2 and Final Practice, 6 dakika. Let's continue our language exploration with the second part of the story. We saw a lot of action and dialogue here, which gives us plenty to learn from. Look at the verbs that describe what happened. Anna opened the door. Opened is the regular past simple form of open. For regular verbs, we simply add ed. They talked for a long time. Talked is the past simple of talk. She thanked her cousin. Thanked is from thank. This ed rule is a fundamental part of English. However, English also has many irregular verbs. For example, they gave each other a hug. Gave is the irregular past simple form of give. We don't say gived, we say gave. I give my friend a gift every year. Last year, I gave my friend a book. Another important verb from the story is knew. Anna knew the voice. Knew is the past simple of know. I know the answer now. Yesterday, I knew the answer. Getting familiar with these irregular forms is crucial for sounding natural when you speak about the past. Now, let's talk about the adjective wonderful. We use this word to describe something that is extremely good, excellent, or delightful. It was a wonderful surprise. They had a wonderful time. I think this is a wonderful podcast. You can use it in many positive situations. To bring this all together, let me tell you how my personal story ended. After I found out about the local festival, my friends surprised me by visiting my apartment. They knocked on my door, and when I opened it, I was so happy to see them. We gave each other hugs, and I made them some tea. We talked for a long time about the festival and our plans. It turned a surprising and slightly scary moment into a wonderful evening. So, they knocked on the door. I opened it. We gave hugs and talked. It was wonderful. Now, for our final practice, let's do some shadowing. I will say some key sentences from the story, and you will repeat them after me, trying to copy my pronunciation and rhythm. This will help move these words from your ears to your mouth. Ready? Anna was drinking tea and reading a book. She heard a knock on the door. She felt a little nervous. She opened the door quickly. They gave each other a big hug. They talked for a long time. It was a wonderful surprise visit. Excellent job. You have not only listened to a full story, but have also actively engaged with the language. This is how fluency is built. And with that, we have reached the end of our 15-minute English listening practice. Look at what you have just accomplished. You stayed focused, you followed a complete narrative, you learned new grammatical structures and vocabulary, and you practiced your speaking skills. I am incredibly proud of the effort you have put in today. Remember, consistency is the key to language mastery. Make it a habit to listen to English every day, even if only for a few minutes. Let this be the foundation upon which you build your confidence. Thank you for allowing me to guide you on this journey. Your dedication is inspiring. This is your teacher from Free English Practice, signing off. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. Goodbye.